better start than last night, but towards the middle of the game, things just started not to go your way. What are you taking out of this game heading into?
Well, it wasn't much of a better start. You can't take a 4-minute penalty on our on their best line and then kill that off. That puts us in the hole. But we did have a better first period, and I think just a couple mistakes. We got to play mistake-free right now because they're a solid team. They don't give up scoring chances. They're the lowest in goals against in our side of the conference, anyways, of the league all year long. And it's not for it's not by luck. So we got to make sure we work for everything we get. And I thought we fought our way back into the score, 1-1, and then the second period we just get sloppy. We're just not playing together, and just one or two mistakes, and we get a little bit impatient. We had them hemmed in there for about a minute and a half in one shift, and then next shift we turn the puck over and they score, and then looks like we feel sorry for ourselves and they score the last second of the second period, which was very costly. So we got to make sure we come together as a team because we're down to one game, and really all we have to do is win one game, and it's a one game at a time mentality. It sounds dumb, but that's what you have to cling to right now, and you have to rise above and make sure it happens.
It seems like they're out hitting, getting to pucks quick. I mean, as a coach, there really isn't anything you can coach up in those aspects. I mean, what do you say to the guys when it seems like right now it's heart and determination more than anything? Yeah, no, it's hard, but you're not here for an easy game. You work all year for this type of atmosphere, and you got to rise above and play harder. And they're doing it just that little bit more than we are on a consistent basis. So we got to go into their rink, and hopefully with no pressure and nothing to lose, and try and turn the tables and play with the lead is going to be a big thing. I think we've been playing from behind pretty much most of the series, or the whole series, if we didn't tie it. And we got to try and get into their rink, establish something early, get the lead, and play with the lead, because it is easier to play with the lead and create some things, where when we're playing from behind, the other team seems to have more jump, they get to pucks quicker, and things happen a little bit better for you.
Coach, you talked about getting the lead, getting in front. This is a team that they have the lowest goals for in the entire Eastern Conference. Do you feel like if you could just get in front, you could maybe pack it a little tighter and start to make them make some mistakes because they have to force plays?
I think most of their scoring chances in both games have come on the power play. So if we can stay disciplined and get the lead, we will be way better off. And I think in their rink, that might make them force the issue a little bit and get out of their game plan and open them up, because they're very tight defensively and we don't have a lot of room to move out there.
I know you guys are a desperate team, but how much do you tell your guys you can't play too desperate right now and take cheap penalties and dig an even bigger hole? I mean, as you mentioned, it's down to one game, so...
Yeah, we're asking a lot of them. We're asking them to jump up the level and compete, but at the same time, you have to be responsible for your body and your stick out. That we can't take in useless penalties or irresponsible penalties that puts us in a hole. If we're taking away a scoring chance, we're trying to be aggressive, we'll kill those penalties. We can't take the extra penalties that are 200 feet from our net, or hooking or punching a guy in the head after a whistle and things like that. So we've been pretty good all year, and I think what we have to do is just regroup this week and go back at them with a new attitude on Thursday and win that one game.
The goal at the end of the second period, Lawson was making his opinion known. What was he looking for? Interference? Did he think he had it covered? What was the explanation?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he thought he was interfered. I haven't talked to him yet or that, but clearly on the replay it was in, and it's our responsibility to protect that area, and not just him, but around him. So we got to make sure we're hard as a team everywhere, and that's trying to get to their net, but also keep them away from ours.
How frustrating is it? It seems like passing is just a hair off. It seems like even if it's hitting the stick, it's hitting the toe, it's hitting the heel, and it's slowing down the rush. And do you feel like that's happening?
Yeah, I think it's more yesterday's start of the game. I thought today was a little better at times, but we're a little bit off. And we've had no luck tonight. We had posts a couple times, and we bounced a few off Zach off very oddly, and we just couldn't get to that rebound where sometimes it bounces right on your stick. Tonight it's bouncing a foot away. So we got to make sure you just keep grinding, and if you have a positive attitude and we work hard this week, the good things have happened to this team all year. We're pretty proud of this team, so we're confident that it will come back with some a little bit of refocus and a little bit of extra effort on Thursday.
What do you focus on going into practice this weekend? A couple days before you have to go to Wilkes-Barre. What do you look for in these next couple days?
I think we're going to have a lot of flow in the practice. We're going to leave the battle for the games. We've done that all year, worked on what we've had to work on. We might look at a little video But I think in practice we're going to just whip it up, get them feeling good, moving the puck around, shooting the puck, just skating up and down the ice. They don't need a lot of work this time of the year. They just have to get out there and loosen up and kind of get their mind in that game, mentality. So Thursday, when they're stepping on the ice, all they have to do is play. They don't have to think too much, because I think sometimes you think too much, your feet stop moving, and then when your feet stop moving, you start passing the puck standing still. That's when it's hard to hit the tape, and then they're a little bit off.
Last night you talked about the, it's a young team, relatively inexperienced in the postseason. How did that affect the play tonight, and how does that inexperience affect the road going forward?
I don't think the inexperience really weighed a factor tonight. I think we got off to a better first period, maybe not the first shift, but the first period. And I thought our young players played well. I thought CC was fine. He moved the puck, and he's dangerous with it at the point. And Pumple had a nice goal, as you saw. And Buddy Robinson's a big guy that can skate. He had a nice scoring chance in the power play. So our young guys were real good. And I think just as a collective group, we have to play just that one step better and maybe harder, and put those two together, and we'll get a good recipe for a win on Thursday.
And right before the end of the second period, it seemed like you guys had dropped your head, and it was kind of a woe is me attitude. How do you erase that going into what could honestly be the final game of the season?
Well, it is tough to do. You like to rebound quickly on a back-to-back game, but we didn't get it done. So now we got to take the other step. Maybe a couple days stepping back is better, and we can take a look at a little bit of video and just show them a couple little areas. We showed them a few areas tonight, but we'll show them a few areas this week, and they have a little more time to digest it, and then ramp themselves up and get the rest they need to give it all on Thursday, because that's all they have left.
Coach, we talked before the playoffs started. You stressed to me how important special teams were, and right now, penalty kill has struggled at times. The first penalty of the game, granted a double minor, but a goal was given up. And every game that they've had Chad Clark, they've scored a power play goal. Is there a way you think that you can rectify that, or is it just a matter of getting the bounces?
I think less penalties. Less penalties that aren't, like I said, aggressive or taking away scoring chance penalties. It always seems to be the careless penalty or the useless hooking penalty that they score on. They're not scoring on an aggressive forecheck, or they're not scoring on us taking a scoring chance away from the slot with a hook or a slash. It's the ones that we don't need to take. Those are the ones they seem to score on. So if we can take those out of the mix, I think our penalty kill doesn't get us tired. They can stay focused, and they kill off the ones we need to kill off.
So as far as the kill goes, you don't want to change anything formation-wise. It's just a matter of being out there and less on the kill?
I think so. I think, you're going to just limit their opportunities. I think we've done a pretty good job of that. They're talented. You're not going to probably stop them totally. So we've done a pretty good job, and you know what? We've scored in our power play in both games too. So, you know what? I think it maybe hasn't been as crisp as theirs, but they still have gone in. And I think what we have to look at is really playing a tight, disciplined game, so we don't give them those opportunities, and then we stay fresh.
Do you expect any lineup changes?
We haven't even looked at it. We'll have to look at injuries. The guys are blocking shots tonight, and there's bumps and bruises, and then we'll have to look at the tape probably tomorrow and decide on if there's a little bit of tinkering in the lineup. Maybe that'll give us a jump, and maybe we give the guys another shot, and they have that extra eagerness to get something done. We'll take a look and see what's best.